As Canada's definitive footy thought leader, I am sorry to report that near halftime we are down 1-0 after missing a penalty to start the contest. We're going to turn the page, move past it. It's tough out here, and we're going to draft some teams because we got the man who creates 150 lineups in the house right now. Pete, what's going on, my friend?
I'm never 150 maybe on a showdown slate, but come on, like put some respect on my hand builder hands here, John.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, did you see the thumbnail though?
It's a great thumbnail. I couldn't help but notice you had asked me about thumbnails, and then all of your future thumbnails have looked suspiciously like the thumbnail I created for the Badge Bros show last week. Couldn't help but notice that, John.
And you couldn't help but notice that the bios henceforth have been the copy paste version from that show as well. Yeah, thanks for doing the heavy lifting for us.
I'm pretty sure it was probably a couple of years ago. I think I stole you know what's so funny? It was when I was first learning about YouTube tags, and they have a thing where you can copy some other videos tags. And I had no idea of what I was doing. I was just I'll just go see Smiz's tags, and just straight copied his. And then it would have all these, some of my videos would have all these Al Smizzle references in my tags. It was this video is doing well. I'm sure these tags will work well for me. So, we've all been there.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna go rip some tags from Smiz now because that's I don't think I've ever done that before.
That's like Soulja Boy back in the day. He named a bunch of his songs different popular songs at the time whenever LimeWire was popping, and then you would download what you would think is Nelly number one, and it's Soulja Boy Now You. That's how he blew up.
So smart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back in the day in the peer-to-peer streets.
Yeah. That's how you used to rename your porn files too, right? On the little LimeWire downloads.
That might just be you, John.
Oh no, not me.
I went to a Catholic school. I was a good boy.
Oh, look at you. There you go. The boys in the chat asking what you guys are sipping on. You guys got a nice little pour there. What do you got, Nez? It looks dark.
Yeah, it is dark. So I've got a backup ready to go. This is a Shiner Holiday Cheer. Fun fact, I had to chug this yesterday because in my home league, it's a rule if you finish lowest in points in the week, you have to chug a beer. And I didn't have any Miller Lite. I didn't have any Bud Light. So I had to chug this dark ass amber scented spiced up beer, and it was painful. It was painful. So never again for me.
What do the other boys got?
I got a Northern Lager from a brewery called Oxbow Brewing. I saw it at a bar the other day, and then I was in the liquor store, and I did that thing where I'm I don't have a super adventurous beer palate, but I was oh, I recognize that. I saw that at the bar the other day. I'll have that. So I felt very sophisticated.
And cultured.
Isn't that when people look at wine lists too, and everyone's you're just scanning for shit you recognize. It's not you have some comprehensive idea of what's on the menu. You're just oh, that's the one thing I've seen before.
Everyone in their heart who's not trying to flex in front of their friends just wants to say house red. That's what everybody wants to pay for.
House red.
At least
have the dignity to say a cab sav or something. You gotta at least.
No, the house red is not a flex. If you think that's a flex, I mean you are sorely mistaken.
I don't want the flex. I don't want to be wine guy. Numi, what are you tasting on, my friend?
Hey, coconut edition Red Bull. Because I am. I talked with Nez, but I am meeting the in-laws. Well, not that I haven't met them before, but I'm going to the in-laws and the entire family. And now I found out that grandpa and grandma and aunts and uncles are going to be there. So, I'm just going to, we'll wait to crack one open until I see another person crack one open there. Cause so we're just going to be caffeinated.
You played it cool. You don't want to come in hot? I guess you are. You're going to be coming up hyped up on caffeine with coconut breath. I mean, that might be just as bad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm basically already my entire existence feels like I'm hyped up on caffeine. This just basically just boosts it. But
there was one time Numi and we got on a stream or a video call. He was drinking a venti, something. And then the next time I saw him, he had a nitro cold brew in a day.
And then gassed up.
His heart does not beat unless he has caffeine, I think.
Yeah, hit the pre-workout in between too. This guy's heart is on fire.
Yeah, no, it's just the coffee. It's just I'm a latte man. triple espresso type guy, just feed it to me, inject it.
Chip's a hardo, eh? It doesn't want any of that beer wine. He's just going straight to the hard stuff. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw Leone last night came in so hot on their drinking stream. Like, I guess Dink was sipping on a beer and he's just coming in full hard bar and his wife came down and took the bottle away.
No way.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Dink had a Miller Lights. Like that's like water compared to what Leone's got.
Yeah, the whole
that was a good show.
The whole light beer thing is not a Canadian thing. Like anything less than 5%, nobody touches. Like everyone here, like Bud Light, Miller Light, nah, not a thing. Like it's just Bud Heavies or whatever.
What is Molson? That's a light, right?
Molson's, yeah, but it's a lager, but it's a 5% still. It's like, it's a light lager, but it's not a light beer kind of thing. Anyways, let's jump in a couple of these here. We did the stuff this morning. Actually, Pete, on a serious note, we did a little heartfelt serious note for a second. Just while you're wearing your turkey hat, 3 beers deep. I just wanted to say thank you so much for bringing us in to the Deposit Kingdom. This has been a lot of fun, worked wonders for us. It's created a really nice place for all of us to hang out. It's benefited our games greatly. We've said it before, but never said it face to face. So just appreciate that so much, man.
No, it's been an awesome addition to the Discord. Already one of the more active channels in there. So if for some reason anyone watching this isn't already in there, definitely recommend it. And I love that you guys are covering all the sports too. You guys are just whatever's going on, you guys got action on it, which I love.
We're sick, man. Just give us any sort of slop in a slate and like we're in there. Like I don't
Although I did see some like fatigue capitulation on NBA as a full-time job. There was some fatigue there I saw from the chat.
I mean, you just saw Chip, right? Chip is talking about downing hard alcohol to drown out his feelings. That is so tilting. I can't.
How can I put it into perspective? You probably, but like, I don't know how. Like, so when you draft it, it's literally like you don't. It's Jamar Chase is you don't know he's going to be healthy at all. And then at 2 hours before the slate, it's like, oh, actually, hey, I think Jamar Chase, he's cleared health and safety protocols. He's most likely going to play. And it's like, oh, and then all of a sudden he's one of the most relevant players, like one of the most relevant players on the slate. That's a daily thing in hoops. And it's like it happens with multiple players.
So if that's the case, does this go back to the thing too of like setting your rankings where you'd ideally like be able want to like split your exposures right now? Because right now you basically just have to pick the one guy you're going to be massively overweight on if crazy shit happens to these other guys.
Yeah. So that the winner last night, which is Chad in the Discord, Lee literally won with a 6-round Nikola Jokic swap, which he is a top 3 pick in every slate, every draft. But because he was ruled, went from a midday down or doubtful to then questionable to, oh, he's going to play within like 2 hours because the draft happened at like 1 o'clock.
It's literally like it's literally like swapping in Cooper Kupp. Like it's nuts.
Essentially. Yeah. And it's just, So we're now on a 12, like I said on the earlier, we're on a 12-game slate with, or 10 or 12 game slate, whatever it is, with Thanksgiving tomorrow and back-to-backs. Like it's just going to be some craziness today. So it's just leaning into variance like times 10 with hoops.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. But I do think it's one of the sports that you can get like very exploitative, and you see guys do it every day. Like T-Box he just sets his rankings and he just goes like, these are my guys, and drafts like some combination of it over and over and over again. And it can work, and you can scoop a whole slate to yourself. Your risk tolerance has to be like so far on the pendulum the other way.
100%.
Yeah. The Natty Light of Canada, the GOAT dressing room beer for the lads is Old Milwaukee with the pinup girls on the Old Mill. Have you guys seen those cans?
I haven't seen those cans, but
back
I know
to the LimeWire stuff again. Here?
Yeah. You had to download the special Nelly song to then get the
I don't know if this is everywhere, if this is universal, but back where I'm from in Pennsylvania, they would call it Beast Light. If it was like Old Milwaukee Light, they would call it like Beast Light for some reason. Does that ring a bell? That could just be a weird Du Bois, Pennsylvania thing.
Out here, we just drink the Bush lattes, or everyone does. So
Bush lattes. Oh, let's kick it off with a bang. Why not?
You're nuts, man.
Why not? Let's go. Haven't looked at the slate once.
How rich, huh? How rich.
Wow.
Just for the content.
We got one
man.
more for the content. One more of the bomb. Let's go.
That's right. Yeah, I got confused with my beers. James set me right. That's Milwaukee's best. They call that beast. Thank you, James.
There you go. Pete, what's the definitive 101 of holiday sides this weekend?
We were talking about this on XM today. I'm a huge dressing guy. That's my favorite for sure.
So you call stuffing dressing?
Yeah, that was a power move.
I was literally gonna ask, what is like? You mean like
I grew
ranch
up
dressing? Like you just eat ranch dressing?
There is a distinction because stuffing is like cooked inside the turkey, and some people are grossed out by it.
Yeah.
But then, like the way my mother-in-law makes it, and on the East Coast they call it dressing, and you just bake it separately, and it's throw some gravy on that. That's my jam.
I'm with you.
I like it. Yep.
Yeah. Stuffing goes hard.
What's the benefit to cooking it outside the bird though?
Just it's not coming out of a bird's anus, I think. Is
literally
like
yeah. Well, I would like to note right now that you, sir, are currently almost coming out of a bird's anus.
I mean, that is true. I am, but I prefer politically correct term for me is dressing right now, not stuffing.
There you go.
That's fair.
Should I hop in this?
If you want to, sure. Yeah,
we've done.
If you want to, then it'll run. Yeah, then it'll run for sure.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's go for the content.
It's the first ever to bomb on stream.
Do we want to 2v2 this?
With influencer 101 goes the wrong way.
Who wants to pair up with the influencer 101 here?
Numi, you want to go with Pete?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you guys go, John. Let's get weird, man.
I mean,
let's get weird.
With your $100. Yeah. Let me tell you what we're gonna do.
Is Kelsey
this
your
is
101?
friends of the show draft though?
I mean, the only hole to poke in Kelsey, right, is just like if they're up 30 at the end of the first quarter and just don't play.
Yeah, because is Stafford playing? Or is he done? I
think Perkins is gonna get the start.
Yeah, so
I also don't mind Reek. Like I feel like it's Kelsey or Reek for sure.
So Reek would be interesting and very fun also because what is this? Only 276 people. So I'll go. Isn't it the same thing? The Dolphins could just blow the water out of the Texans. So it's kind of like
I feel like both of those guys, like if they are blowing the doors off of them, like they're the reason.
Aren't they part of it? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't feel
we're probably overthinking it if we don't take Kelsey, right?
Yeah, I think it's Kelsey. I mean, you could, the only other thing would be, I think you said it, Nez. Didn't you see Paul take Mark Andrews 101?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know if he was. We got a gift.
Let's go. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I did see I was inverted in a $5 take Andrews 101. I didn't know if he was doing some tactics on me because I was in the room, but I reached out to him and he said he was actually just running super hot with Kelsey and he wanted to mix it up and get some different Mark Andrews texture. I'm like, hey man, that's a how rich moment right there.
He's the guy that's brought home 2 seconds. Might as well. Maybe we should just start zagging with him, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, that's why I was like, are you trying to trick me, man? Yeah, like you know I'll do anything you do.
What do you know that we don't? Like,
I was having this thought last night.
I will
all
say
time
Mahomes at the 2. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna.
No, you're good. Mahomes at the 2. What?
I just think that that the 2 is obviously too rich, but even just like, I have trouble taking Mahomes in the first round, to be honest. If as far as like looking for like a stack partner.
I like this.
I actually love CMC here.
Yeah,
and I mean who doesn't, right? But I think that
we just drafted the 2 best football players on the planet for $100.
Let's look at their last 2 games with Elijah Mitchell, and I think people are really scared that like Elijah Mitchell is like it's a true like 1-2 punch, but
I don't see Justin Jefferson on your team though, so that's weird.
Sir, wrong slate.
Well, I mean, you said 2 best football players in the world. So
LOL.
But yeah, to your CMC point, like they've blown the doors off the other team 2 weeks in a row, and I think it's really inflated the box score of Eli comparatively. Like CMC basically didn't play that fourth quarter, and I know because I needed that. But yeah.
What do you think, Numi?
I'm a big T. Higgins guy, but the whole Chase coming back thing, I don't know. I mean, how much they'll use Chase. So like before the Chase news, I was big T. Higgins. So you make this call.
I'm completely fine with Higgins. I think any offset in volume is, increased efficiency. Like I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just feel like the Titans are, again, this going back to Spags telling us, but I don't know if anything's changed, but just being so vulnerable, like in the air. So in a deep ball.
So then can we sit on Burrow, or do we want to grab like Hopkins or a wide receiver here?
I think Hopkins.
Yeah, I do too. My thought too.
Kyler's trending the right way too.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, we were just going through it on Swolecast. There's going to be so many good running back plays this slate. The Samaje Perines, the Rashad Whites. Like, whereas you can see the ceiling for wide receiver drops off.
I like Kittle.
Yep.
Even with McCaffrey,
kind of.
It's a pretty stark drop off. I was going to.
It's your money, dog.
My money.
And you need it now, and you need Jamar Chase. I will say with Jamar Chase, isn't it kind of weird? Like the first report was like he dropped his crutches. Second report is like now he might play. Like that seems like a pretty strong jump to go from like I need crutches because my hip might die to like I'm ready to play football with a bunch of like 250-pound men running 20 miles an hour.
Well, everyone's talking about the Joe Burrow comment, but no one's talking about the Zach Taylor straight from his mouth saying that he's day to day and he is not practicing yet. So I think that's a pretty also good indicator of what he's doing on the field right now.
Definitely got to wait and see. Tomorrow, obviously, or Friday will be obviously very, very telling as far as what they're doing with him.
I haven't looked at this slate a ton yet, but my heart is going Brady doubles in my mind right now. Just being like, holy fuck, like how is this happening? But like I understand that like the way you beat the Browns is on the ground, but it's just interesting to see this over and over. I don't think they're going to take Burrow, but I think we want to go ahead and take Burrow. No?
I mean, sure, we might as well. If we think Chase is playing, let's just do it, even though they did say, like, we can wait on Burrow.
Although, like, my mindset the whole time when they were talking about that was, I'm going to take Chase from you guys. And if I didn't do it, Paul was going to take it at the end there. And I was trying to set up optionality so that we had Tua or Chase, Tua or Burrow on the way back.
So Numi, we could do like Brady Evans if we want to lock that up. Yeah. Or we have Murray in our back pocket later too.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I like Evans here.
Me too. And let's put him in the queue.
Do you think we need to take Tom right now? Like where is he in ADP, and where do the other people have for quarterback?
So everyone has a quarterback except David, who just has Metcalf. So he's probably setting up a Lamar or a Geno, and we have Kyler if he doesn't. So
yeah,
I think
so we could do Chubb and get that game stack, but I don't know how you feel about Chubb.
I'm completely fine with it. Yeah.
But then we can also scroll down and get some different backs too.
Yeah. I mean, you could also do some funky with Rashad White if you wanted to do that, but Chubb is probably like just the best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. Yeah. I was thinking, it's whatever you want here. My initial thought was going Cooper, White, and then Brady, but that seemed pretty thin without a buck like pass catcher or just going with White. So
naked Justin Fields.
I will say I like
I think we take Rashad White.
I like Amari again. Okay, yeah, let's take him now. I think I've done like 5 of these drafts in the $5, and I have 100% Rashad White. Can't get off him. It seems like such a smash spot.
And I think that's a good talking point, because we've had a bunch of people bring up, look at Leonard Fournette. Like I'm gonna jump on Leonard Fournette before he goes up. You mentioned it. I think I touched on it. Like I agree with you here. Like I think all signs are pointing like it's going to be Rachaad White.
I think they're letting Lenny down easy a little bit. Like just being respectful about like how they're going to transition him out.
Good point. Gretch was on that of how weird the report was after the Germany game, where it came out right away, like Monday, first thing in the morning. And like the injury stuff never comes out that early. And the camp's like, no, he's fine. We promise. And it's like the lady doth protest too much over there.
that was a really good pickup by him. I was definitely like that. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Like why would the team?
Garrett Wilson 5-6 turn seems really nice this week too.
Oh, I love
that.
Someone just took a naked Tyler here.
This slate is so good. I think you guys might be better set up for naked Fields and then swap to Brady.
Like, it's his $100, sir. So,
I think I fucked this team up by trying to do the Burrow thing. I think this is a super good room in general to wait on quarterback, and this was my plan all along, was to do this off of the McCaffrey Nez, and I'm not giving USA in this one. The 9 rushing attempts last week, coupled with the fact that he threw the ball 4 times, like that Taysom game's coming again. Like it's going to break a slate again.
You want to get Galaxy brain?
Okay, I think I still prefer Brady even to like Fields if he's playing. Like a banged up Fields uncorrelate. I don't know. I feel like if Evans is hitting, isn't Brady
hitting? Yeah, that's my thought. It would be different if it was Rachaad White and we did that way. Then we could, then it would be like, okay, we don't. But I feel like with Evans,
yeah. All right, I'm doing that.
Nice way to save the draft board, John.
And that's an interesting thing is Fields, because didn't that report come out that he actually had like basically it was a small tear, or what was the official report?
Separated shoulder with not
AC joint issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
partially.
And it's his non-throwing, right? It is.
Yeah.
So I mean, but still,
you have to wonder how that'll affect his rushing floor. Like how he doesn't take a lot of heavy hits, but I'm sure they're going to want him to be careful. Like they're not playing for anything.
My mind was always like, oh, it's non-throwing shoulder. That's good. But I think that's a really nice point that you bring up, Nez, about like the reason we draft Justin Fields is the rushing upside. And if he's tentative in any regard to go into contact leading with that shoulder, that's a great point.
Yeah, he doesn't take a lot of hard hits. But how about Latavius Murray down there? I like him in the bomb. But not the bomb. We are in the bomb in the goal line stand, which RIP that this week, I guess. But that's interesting in $100. But I mean, who else is there?
Drafted in this?
No P Ryan.
I think he probably should be.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay,
I'm with you.
I don't think Mixon's gonna clear.
Okay,
I feel like that's the way that these concussions have been trending. It's like it's almost like it automatic, like 1 week out. It is a concussion, right? Or is it a? Is it something?
Yeah, concussion.
Okay.
It's concussion. Yep.
Yeah, and P-Ron, P-Ron looked better than him.
I think Jamar was fine. Like I'm just staring at this draft board now, and I'm looking at all the names after Jamar, and I'm kind of like Jamar was fine, but I think forcing the Burrow stack with it was bad. Because I think we could have done better after. Like I think I like Mike Evans better than Rachaad White this week. I think I like Garrett Wilson better than basically everyone in the last 2 rounds. I don't know. What do you guys see?
I'm into Garrett Wilson this week. I mean, like I've made my little post about it on Twitter just to make sure I got my post equity up on there.
What's your take that Mike White is good for Garrett Wilson?
I think anybody not named Zach Wilson is good for Garrett Wilson. So we're just like I'd rather take the evil I don't know, which is like
even Baker Mayfield.
Seen White with Wilson than the evil I do. Not Baker Mayfield, for God's sake. That's the evil I do know. I know.
That's
I know
like there's
damn
2
well
people
about
staring
that
at each other. That's like the Spider-Man meme of who. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Brandon's got a nice team in the middle here with a unstacked Lamar. Interesting because we've talked with Mark a lot about the narrative around Lamar being like he doesn't still have that rushing floor that we once associated with him to break a slate on his own, and that he does need to be paired with like the Andrews or with backstacked with Duvernay, I guess. But
Jacksonville seems like a good spot for him.
It does seem like a great spot. Yeah, just some interesting teams here. I mean, Paul's team's always going to look sharp. We let him get Tua on the way back there instead of taking Tua with the Tyreek stack.
Oops.
I'm kind of fine with that. I don't
Yeah.
think I think quarterbacks like deep enough this week. I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like spitballing and
I'm one of the
spinning
founding
wheels here
members
as
of
we're doing it.
Tua-non, so I'm always gonna be I'm always gonna be on Tua.
I think Tua's necessary in Tua doubles. I don't think Tua's necessary with just Tyreek, right?
That's
like I think Tyreek can.
Yeah.
What do you think about out of the 2-hole and no stack for Mahomes?
We talked about it a little bit last week, or was it last week or the previous week, where we kind of are fine with it because if you don't get Kelsey, he distributes the ball to such a wide array that why do you have to? I'm fine with it. Yes.
Yeah, you don't put this we stuff. You're the naked quarterback.
I was naked Mahomes.
Well, what
I'm fine with naked Mahomes. Yeah.
I think what you do with Mahomes is you save a wide receiver spot for your last pick and you take Juju. Because Juju could, it sounds like he was back at practice, and then it's really easy. You can swap into something else and it's naked, you're fine. Or you get a really discounted Juju in a nice spot.
That's definitely the move. Because that was just a concussion. That wasn't anything like soft tissue. And he was already trending up like really positively. Now he doesn't have Tony. Now he doesn't have Nicole Hardman. Like, shoot, man. That's wheels up for him.
There's two I think there's three really good points in the chat right now. One, the slam dunk QB1 with Fields in the 6th round. I think that's a really good play. And then you can just swap to Kyler. Obviously, you couldn't do that in this instance, but that comes up. And then Chip also saying, like, taking Pirine and then Mixon getting cleared is donating to the rake. I agree with that line of thinking. Take Mixon and then swap to Pirine. Like, if you know nobody else is going to get swapped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think you can still always say, hey, these contests are incredibly top heavy. And the second that Pirine or Mixon is ruled out, what do you think Pirine becomes? 3rd round pick?
Yeah, he goes Jeff Wilson area.
Okay.
I don't even know that he catches that much steam. It seems like the news takes a really long time for people to like really grab onto. And Pirine isn't like as sexy as a name as if we get Lenny Fournette, like he's out. If we get that soon, I think we get Rashad White in like the 4th.
The only thing I'd say, I think Pirine actually does feel like a sexy name. He's coming off a 3-touchdown game. Mixon had a 5-touchdown game in this offense. In previous years when Mixon has been out, everyone remembers that week 17 game, or was it a week 18 where Pirine went off? I think people are pretty sold on him being an absolute smash when Mixon's out.
He went off one of the weeks in the playoffs last year where he was the running back you needed to have on DK. It was the second to last game. It might even been the Super Bowl game where he caught like that 36-yard receiving touchdown, and it was like his only play of the game. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, I fell for the Chris Evans preseason stuff for a couple weeks. I was taking him for a while, and then I was like, Samaje Perine's still there. I'm good.
Shit, I can't see exposure on here. One thing I wanted to bring up there when we were talking about news catching on and stuff, I thought that was a sharp point because obviously, Pete, you made the video about the Kenyon Drake play and how he ended up, 28%, 30-something percent? I can't remember the exact number, but he basically caught no steam in our contest because people are so tethered to ADP. So I was mixing him quite heavily in these contests and then didn't play him on DK. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because people are tethered to ADP.
And I love that too. It was like, we were just coming off of the Swolecats and I was looking at like the Garrett Wilson early ownership projections. And I'm like, I don't want to play him as chalk with Mike White. And then you come over here and it's just like a totally different conversation where that's not where he might not go drafted in a decent amount of these, where it's just, it's crazy how different the plays are relative to the structure or format.
Yeah. And it's fun because the chalk on like DK or something like that can also be like a leverage play on Underdog, right? Where it's like Garrett Wilson with a 35.6 ADP. I don't know how many drafts are done right now in the bag. We kind of have, did I miss it? I missed it.
There it is.
Yeah. I mean, we're only, what is this? 12%?
Only the true sickos are drafting these right now.
Yeah, we're only 8% right now, given the fact that everyone's still drafting the Thursday stuff. Yeah, it is true sicko territory. But like, it's just interesting to note that like a large volume of drafts have to occur to thrust his ADP. So, I mean, even if Garrett Wilson starts going like 2-3 turn or something like that, he still might only get like a 26 ADP by the end of the week. And he is still a good play, a good leverage play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's, you guys want to jump? Let's keep drafting a couple here.
Yeah. I like the main slate. I've done so many turkeys, man. I need a turkey detox.
I will. I'd say this too, just like going through it on Swolecast right now, like this looks like one of the more wide open main slates. Like I came up with like 13 or 14 running back plays. There's like 6 or 7 viable quarterbacks. Like I think this is gonna be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I mean, like the over unders and the totals aren't great, but I just think there are a ton of good plays.
Especially coming off last week. It's like, this is like a breath of fresh air. Just like, it's a brand new day.
I think I'm full Mahomes fade this week unless I luck box into a Kelsey Mahomes. Just given the fact that, like, just looking at how the boards are running out and seeing how many quality quarterbacks we have at the back end here, like it could change on a dime if we don't get Fields and don't get Kyler, and it thrusts some of the other ones up the board. But I think this does set up similar to last week where it looks like quarterbacks so well spread out outside of like the very top option, and then everybody else is just going to have free reign of choosing their stacks. You know what I mean? Like you're always going to get Tua with Waddle or Hill if you want it. You're always going to get Burrow with Chase or Higgins if you want it. Like it's very interesting how widely spread the projection will be at quarterback, but then how densely consolidated ownership will be around stacking again.
You gonna put
who do you guys like here?
Is?
Yeah, and go naked Mahomes after I just said no. Who do you guys like here?
I kind of like Austin Eckler or Mark Andrews.
Pete?
That's my contribution to this pick.
Which one?
Eckler seems nice.
Okay. Yeah, let's go Eckler.
Yeah.
With possibly Mike Williams out as well.
Yeah,
and the Chargers love playing down to other teams' competition, so this could be like a little bit of a fun back and forth game. Playing up or down.
Yeah. One random thought I had on the turkey, because when we were doing the 100 draft, I was like, I could see if Leone's projections and stuff are up for main slate yet. They have Battle Royale rankings for just the turkey, and I didn't realize that when we were talking about it at length this week. And one interesting point that we kind of talked about but didn't bring up on stream was how Dalvin Cook being behind Tony Pollard didn't make a ton of sense to us. And Leone has Dalvin Cook ahead of Jefferson and Amon-Ra as the 4th player off the board.
That's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
That is spicy.
Yeah. I did like the Cardi's ceiling projections right now. So Eckler 35.5, then Kenneth Walker 33.6, Josh Jacobs 31, McCaffrey 31. So getting the highest ceiling running back on the slate there feels good.
And, yeah, that does sound good. We could pair him with CMC just went there.
Devontae
just like what?
You're not going to get that very
second
often.
highest ceiling on the slate at wide receiver after Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm. Holy smokes!
Yeah, we're just not going to get that very often at all.
Wow, that's some kind of fun. I do think there's a big drop off at tight end this week. I do see it as like it's 2 first-round picks, then it's Kittle in the 2-3 area, and then it's just kind of pick your poison after that. And I think that's why my eyes gravitated towards the Taysom bring back.
Paul just went double tight end.
Fun.
With Kittle and Kelsey.
I mean, we saw it just ship that last contest, literally that exact duo. I guess Hopkins on the bring back. Like, it just seems like this is just kind of, this draft isn't that much fun because it's just slapping us in the dick. I mean, this is
sometimes, man, you just gotta
I don't know.
You just gotta pick up the pieces as they come to you. Like, okay,
I think we literally just in our first 3 picks, I think we just got 50 targets. Like, what?
legitimately 50 targets.
Here's another fun one that's pertinent to this team we're building right now. Scott Barrett tweeted out yesterday: tight end leaders by PPR points per game. Number 1, Travis Kelce, 22.3. Number 3 is Mark Andrews, 14.9. Number 2 is tight end ones versus Arizona, 16.3 points.
Wow. Holy.
If
That's
you're a
DVP
kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a fun little nugget. Holy.
When are they going to fix that?
But
they've been
like
the league.
That's
the
been
league
forever, right?
Literally,
Yeah.
like that's just their move. They're just like, you know what? We don't care.
Yeah, Chargers can't stop the run, and Arizona can't stop the tight end. Have been like the narratives for the last 3 years.
And we've been kind of beating the James Conner drum quite a bit on here. Mm-hmm. He has a nice matchup this week. And I think after people just saw the Cardinals get shellacked on primetime, they don't want like anything to do with them. But like, it's the Chargers. It's not the Niners.
I mean, it's Lamar for me. Like,
and just go with like a naked Lamar.
I think so. Cardi has him as the highest ceiling by like 3 points.
Wow.
And I just like Lamar still. I'm just
really even over the is Herbert still, or did Herbert go?
Yeah, Herbert went.
Yeah, he just went a couple picks ago.
All right,
okay,
bummer.
Yeah,
okay.
I do like Jacobs, but we have Devontae, so I think going yeah, because you never know. Paul could be feeling frisky and go double tight end. No Andrews with
no.
Lamar.
I think he's gonna go chase Burrow. Oh no, Burrow went already. My bad.
Well, he's got Justin Fields.
Yeah, he's got his choice of back end.
What did Herbert? Who took Herbert? What did they have on their team? CMC, Walker.
did they take
just
Keenan
living
Allen?
up to his
You got to scroll down for us.
No, they heard you talk about tight ends versus Arizona. Now
they're setting up Everett.
Yeah, setting up a Gerald Everett stack.
Little Trey McKitty, Gerald Everett double.
I think the guy just lived up to his name and went straight savage on us. I just can't stop clicking his name.
I have seen him going in the third. I haven't seen him fall to the fifth lately.
We could,
yeah.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario? We just get a swap later for. We already kind of got a
worst case scenario. He's a decoy, but I mean,
right? Yeah.
Worst case scenario is a decoy, and I still have to play pickleball. That's the worst case scenario.
Do you have
I forgot about that.
Well, it's so brutal because I did that tweet on October 27th. The spirit, and they play on the 27th. The spirit of the thing was to get him back earlier. And the fact that if he comes back and he's like hobbled and I still have to technically play pickleball, it's just such a fucking brutal run out.
You know what sucks is like you're gonna really enjoy it. You're gonna have so much fun. Like you're an athlete. Like you on the pickleball court.
All right, now you know how to butter me up. You're right.
Yeah, I do have some good.
You lost me at you were an athlete.
It sucks how fun it is.
Wow, tight end does get thin in a hurry here. It does get gross. He did set up that Gerald Everett backdoor there, so respect to that move.
What if we scroll down just a teensy bit?
Fish. Who would make a pick based on that kind of logic?
What if we do like something so strange? Just this weirdest thing ever. Dolchich, I think is in play. I mean, I don't know about going that weird. I was thinking like Tyler Conklin, low-key.
Yeah, Conklin did
this
ball.
Guy, are you the
all aboard the Mike White? Yeah, what are we doing
Jesus.
right now?
It's the Bears. It's just a matchup. It's just a matchup.
Yeah, but it's Mike White. Like,
fuck you guys.
I mean,
I'm going with it.
What?
What?
That's
I like the likely play more than that.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I really am not sure that we're going to see too much. I think that the bull thesis for Taysom is like the Niners just crushed the Saints, and now like the backup QB is in, and that backup QB is Taysom Hill.
Watch it still not be
I love
Taysom.
it. There's a reason I've only done 5 of these guys.
The Taysom slappies are like guys talking about their heyday in college. You're like, remember that time in week 2 where Taysom Hill scored 30 points? Like, what if that happened again?
It's so true. It's so true.
You mean Davis?
Oh my god!
I'm old enough to remember when Davis said Underdog was going to have a customer support ticket nightmare on their hands because people were going to be complaining about Taysom's tight end eligibility.
There's still time. There's still
That's
time.
funny.
But I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is a good one. Blake saying we need a Taysom Olave stack for the bit. That's a great one.
It's a bummer when Taysom's negatively correlated with every other player on his own team.
It's so true. Yeah.
That first Taysom game, we were in our group chat just like, why didn't we see this coming? We were down so bad that Taysom 35-point game. We were like, God damn. What could we have done different? Like, where did we go wrong? And then turns out it was just
have a crystal ball.
I feel like if someone came and they were like, you have to sum up the 2022 season like with one image, I would send a screenshot of like the week where Taysom Hill was ranked ahead of Kyle Pitts. Like, I feel like that screenshot just right there perfectly encapsulates this entire season.
I forget who it was, but someone talked about how great it felt to drop. I think it was Levitan talked about how great it felt to drop Kyle Pitts in season long, and like that was so true. It felt so good to cut loose there. That sucks.
I had in the sleeper bowl. I had Kyle Pitts, and now it's funny that I was just roasting Taysom Hill because I did a double tight end pickup to fill the void. One Taysom Hill and one Noah Fant. That was how I moved on from Kyle Pitts.
God.
Yikes.
I was so wrong on Noah Fant. That hurts.
If we know that Chase is coming back like this week or next, like let's just say it's like trending that way. I made a season-long trade, win now trade for like a keeper league where I think I was like 7-3 or something like that. And I traded Chase for Devontae, Chase and like a toss in. I can't even remember who it was. Chase for Devontae Adams and Chubb. PPR league.
Wow.
What do you guys think?
I think Jamar Chase?
No, I traded Chase.
Oh shit.
I'm in.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I was like in full win now mode, and
what do you guys think of this incredible trade I pulled
up? By the way, it's an 18 league.
Yo, how frequently do you get that one on the Sirius XM?
Dude,
like the call
half the calls are moves that people have already made, and they just want validation.
They just want a gloss.
Yeah.
Do we like Eckler or Andrews? We could set up that little mini. I'm not on Henry as hard as I'd be on Eckler this week. Do you guys agree with that?
Let's do an Andrews build since we just did an Eckler one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mix that up a little bit.
Yeah. Eckler McCaffrey start is pretty fun if this guy takes it. Like, if you told me 3 weeks ago that would be available at the 5-6.
Yeah, that's nice.
On a short slate too.
Aren't there no teams on a bye?
Yeah, but it's like shorter than normal, isn't it? It's 10. Oh no, it's 11.
11.
You're right. It's 11.
It's been bigger than any of the recent slates.
Yeah, that's true. It's been 10 every week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody.
Yeah, and we're back to our nice 4 afternoon games. That's fun.
Waddle, CMC, wrap up that Lamar stack. I think that's kind of the choices.
I think you can sit on Lamar.
You can sit on Lamar for a while.
Dude, I like Kenneth Walker so much this week.
You and Bot both, man.
Walker,
I don't know. Yeah, Walker's just against. I mean, it feels like to me right now, it's like the Cardinals against tight ends. It's like any running back against a Las Vegas Raiders defense. Like just load them up. Like,
yeah,
Walker rules.
We know the philosophy of. Well, I guess maybe we don't, but the philosophy we think of the Seahawks is Carroll just wants to pound it, and they're going to give Walker the carries. I just seen that as a smash.
Yeah, I think it's a good shout. I'm trying to see. Yeah, ETR doesn't have any projections outside of Thursday night, so I don't have anything to add to that sheet. Does Stochastic have projections up?
Yeah, they do. I'll check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why do we keep getting in what, Pete?
No, I was just saying Paul's threatening to snipe us on Lamar.
Unstacked Tua at the front end of the draft board.
That might have been an auto. All right, Blake is in here saying he's seen a ton of naked Tua. I feel like just because it hit last week or the last time he was on a main slate, people are like, well, let's just run that.
Do we gamble Lamar coming back?
This guy doesn't have a badge.
I'm doing it.
Gamble
let's
it.
Live on
Gamble
the edge.
it.
Yeah, let's live on the edge. Who are we?
And then we'll call him a slappy. What are their 2 running backs they've drafted? Eckler and
McCaffrey, I think.
No, McCaffrey fell. Henry and
Henry.
Eckler. So he just took the highest ADP
someone who's
guys
taking
in
the
both.
big dog isn't taking Lamar. I knew that.
Yeah. Let's
the
go.
other thing in my mind was we had a consolation prize in ATN as a run back off of Andrews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. There we go.
Pete, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Just going over to my in-laws. They live nearby.
Local?
Yeah.
Are you bringing anything over? Or are you a guy that helps out in the kitchen? Or are you just
Dude,
like,
yeah, we'll bring over like a little something. I mean, we're kind of off the hook with Lauren being so pregnant right now, so we didn't have to do as much. But I'm like, yeah, I crushed the dishes.
Nice.
Up there. Yeah.
I just made a nice butternut squash soup.
Wow.
So, oh my gosh, man,
Fancy.
To die for. I really spruce it up though. Like I'll throw in like pork bacon, some onions, some apples in there, and it's just like it's hearty.
There you go.
It's hearty. But
I'll send you my Addy if you wanted to ship a little container.
I got you guys. I'll
feedthefreezer.com.
Yes,
feed your freezer.
Nez, Numi, are you nervous to meet your girlfriend's family?
Oh, yeah. So that's what I should say. Like I've met them quite a bit. Like we've been together for but it's just the extra extended. Like normally it's just like one of the brothers. Like all 3 brothers are there. She only has brothers, grandpa, grandma, aunt, like uncles. Like it's just gonna be the whole.
What are you gonna wear? You throwing on a button down?
Yeah. I got. We went to Target. Got a little for these pictures.
Some Goodfellas. They got some good shit, man.
Hey, no.
What do you guys think?
Nice ones, you know.
It's so Minnesota. I like Keenan.
Yeah, a little Keenan Allen bring back and bet that Mike Evans doesn't play.
Yeah.
Who?
Rashad White too could end up being fun.
I think my mindset is Rashad White as our single running back after this because he's already got 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I do want Rashad White though.
Can I interest you in Latavius Murray? I'm just kidding.
Only in DeBombs. DeBombs only for Latavius.
The other thing we could have done was Christian Kirk on the bring back. If we think Christian Kirk is a better play against Baltimore, where do you guys come out on Keenan Allen versus Christian Kirk? Because they both fit the build pretty nice.
It's Wednesday. I haven't really looked at it too much, but
I think I'm Kirk, but
yeah, Kirk just seems.
Okay.
I wonder, like, I feel like the Ravens defense has just been like underperforming. Like they just, I mean, I guess Roquan Smith hasn't been there for too long, but
good point.
I guess I'm just like somewhat intimidated, but by them for some reason, which makes Christian Kirk a smash because I said the same thing about Devontae Adams, given they're different, but I said the same thing earlier in the week.
Tad bit different.
just a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
Gino, I love Gino this week, man. That game should be fun.
Yeah,
I wonder what Gino's props are because Cardi and other projections or at least Cardi always has like Gino destroying his passing prop, and I'm sure it's 245 on Underdog. I'm sure Cardi has him for like 280. I haven't checked.
I can look on my prop screener here. Gino is at 245 and a half passing yards. Blitz has it at 273.
Okay.
The much more measured John Paulson has it at 253.3. So slight little,
It's just you don't need to overthink it. Just take the Gino over.
Yeah. Kind of like that call.
The best over right now, according to early projections, is actually Ryan Tannehill's passing yards set at 187.5 right now. Blitz has it at 236. 444 has it at 215. So even if you take the more conservative projection, you're getting like 28, 29,
187.
All
187.5
on Ryan Tannehill. So
pair that one with your Dak Prescott 5x 100 boost, whatever it is.
Yep. Dak Prescott one looks good. Do you know what? I didn't think Underdog moved the lines on the promo ones because I got it at 247.5 and now it's 249.5.
Oh, really?
They moved it.
Oh, I didn't know they did that. Yeah.
Sneaky.
I didn't
little
think they did either.
Yeah. No, I got. Trust me. I got
everybody's hitting the over.
Yeah.
I got you beat, bro. I got 246.5. So
did you really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I was in there.
Jeez, this thing just keeps climbing on us.
Sickos. Yes,
for $1.
Sweat lords.
$1
Sweat lords.
Come on.
Just lock the line, Underdog. Come on.
Oh man. All right, Jets. I know you guys got some hard outs and stuff like that. Should we lock her down here?
Yeah, I got to do some grocery shopping. I'm not driving, but I'm gonna be tipsy grocery shopping with the missus. So this should be fun.
Naughty boy.
Easy. Come on, man.
All right. Thanks so much for being here, Pete. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for setting up the Deposit Kingdom, supporting us. This has been a cool start to a nice ride that we've been embarking on. Having a lot of fun. All the best to you guys, your families. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Good luck to everybody playing the turkey tomorrow. That's going to be a good, fun contest. Chase some of that potential.
Is there some written article where if people are trying to kind of get a nice high level strategy look on the slate where they can maybe check that out?
There's no high level strategy talk, but it is linked below on the Underdog Network. Yeah, there's preliminary baseline strategy talk.
Is there a promo code that people could use if they were looking to make a first time deposit on Underdog?
Yeah, it's promo code Pete. You can use that one.
No,
use promo code Badge. Shout out.
There you go.
There we go.
Badge it up.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Everybody's favorite time of the show.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.